Women front and center. Supergirl's true strengths on display. A sacrifice and a little old-fashioned Winn-genuity. Yep, this episode was hotter than a blue star. The Deo have located the Kryptonian priestess that Covell mentioned last week, Rozz, for whom Fort Rozz was named. But remember, Kara threw Fort Rozz into space, and it now orbits a blue star. This presents two problems. First, without a yellow sun, Kara will be powerless. And second, thanks to science reasons, blue stars are lethal to anyone with a Y chromosome. Since Rozz houses the worst of the worst, IMRA immediately volunteers to accompany Kara to seek out Jinda, but they need more firepower. So we cut to a diner where the world's worst waitress is alternately insulting and ignoring customers. It's Leslie Willis, aka Livewire. Kara's been keeping tabs on her and guesses that Livewire only went straight after Rain started ing criminals. Livewire says some of those criminals were her friends, and they didn't deserve to. Kara reluctantly requests her help, saying she needs someone she knows to have her back while she's powerless. Livewire laughs but eventually agrees to help stop Rain. But Kara's not done recruiting, and the next thing you know, PSI's being escorted into the Deo in chains. John's not thrilled to have her out of her cell, but Kara argues it's a risk they need to take. Plus, Kara will control the key to the psychic dampener Sai wears. Mon-El nervously gives IMRA last-minute spaceship flying instructions which she doesn't need. Thank you very much, and the women slow-mo power walk on out of there. YESSS, Supergirl, thank you for this lineup of strong, complex women. Sai and Livewire toss insults back and forth on the flight. Illiterate mean girl, Regina George, and before you know it, they're roughly docking at Kryptonian Alcatraz. Kara unlocks Sai and takes a deep breath as she approaches the door, which IMRA telepathically opens. The body of a male alien greets them when they enter the mostly abandoned prison, and Livewire sniffs the lesser. Back on Earth, Alex agrees to step in when Ruby's babysitter bails just before Sam's headed out of town for work. But as she's preparing to leave, whispers drive her to her fortress, where she blames her tardiness on the strength of the human inside of her. Her dark guide informs Rain that Supergirl's entered Fort Rozz. This is a problem because Jinda knows all about Rain's mission, which means Supergirl could learn enough to thwart them. Rain boards her spaceship and makes for the Blue Star. Livewire describes Fort Rozz as the Mall of America. You can wander around for days and not find a thing. Then a ferocious woman drops from the ceiling and asks Supergirl for bearing the mark of the House of L. All of the women leap into the fight, and Sai gets knocked in the head. When IMRA helps her up, Sai hits her with telepathic mojo, sending IMRA reeling. Sai claims it was an accident, and unsure whether that's the case or they simply can't trust her, Kara puts the psychic dampener back on. Then they question their prisoner, who warns against trying to find Jinda, apparently the last inmate who tried a screaming. Then the prison shakes, and a garbled message comes through from the Deo. Thankfully, Imra's fluent in garbled space transmissions and announces that thanks to a solar flare, they've been knocked out of orbit, the docking port's jammed, and they have an hour before they're incinerated on the surface of the Blue Star. Kara decides to make the most of the 60 minutes they have left, leaving Sai and PSI's inhibitor key with IMRA, who's trying to unjam the mechanics, while she and Livewire seek out Jinda. Livewire engages in awkward chit-chat with Kara as they walk the empty halls and is amused by the Real Housewives-level drama between Kara, IMRA, and Mon-El. She's also shocked that Kara doesn't plan to Rain and calls her a sucker for hoping to appeal to Rain's better nature. I got through to you, Kara points out. Livewire's unconvinced, arguing that somebody as evil as Rain deserves to. Then they walk into an ominous cold fog where some creepy henchwomen lurk. The henchwomen end up sucked into space alongside Livewire, who zaps herself back onto the ship to find Kara gone. Okay, over to Alex and Ruby, who are playing Trivial Pursuit and anticipating tater tot casserole. WHO wouldn't when Alex gets an out of the blue text from Maggie wondering if she left her passport there. Ruby, who looks up to Alex as one of the toughest people she knows, offers a sympathetic ear as Alex explains that she's still horribly sad about the breakup and the loss of the future she'd planned. Ruby takes her hand and admits that she's being cyberbullied by a classmate. Energized by a battle she can fight, Alex rolls up to the classmate's front door, flashes her credentials, and says the FBI has been monitoring her digital communications. She says the mean girls violated a number of federal statutes and threatens her with juvie, or worse, talking to her parents. The bully's petrified and readily agrees to apologize to Ruby lest the full weight of the federal government crash down upon her. I'm not sure how ethical this is, but you know what, it's deeply satisfying. Next, Livewire flames out.